Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. I'm Peter Gross, co-host of the original Wild Kingdom with Marlon Perkins and Jim Fowler. The coexistence between humans and animals was an important topic on many episodes of Wild Kingdom, including the one you'll see tonight. Many organizations and cultures throughout the world remain committed to identifying ways to preserve and even enhance their natural environment. The Amazon rainforest is a terrific example of that collaboration in action. Native cultures who used to poach animals and slash and burn the forest now benefit from its beauty. The revenue generated through tourism has created sustainable jobs for many people who call the rainforest their home. Their future is very bright in the Wild Kingdom. So sit back and relax and enjoy Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Of all the habitable land on Earth, the largest unexplored area is Amazonia, the vast jungle of the Amazon Valley. Here, along the riverbanks, civilization has barely secured a toehold. Here is the darkest corner in the Wild Kingdom. From Chicago's famed Lincoln Park Zoo, here is Marlon Perkins with today's adventure in Amazonia.
Hello. Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. This is a half-grown capybara, largest rodent in the world, and he's native to Amazonia, that huge tropical rainforest that's drained by the Amazon River system. Most of this country is impenetrable. The jungle itself is full of mysteries and riddles, and perhaps that's the reason why it exerts such a strong pull on men who like adventure.
Well, I think most men would agree that the rainforest is a real gold mine of new discoveries.
Yeah, I think so. Both Jim and I have led expeditions into Amazonia to try to find the answers to some of these riddles. On one of my expeditions, we had our base camp at Leticia, or near Leticia, a village 2,000 miles from the mouth of the Amazon River at a point where Peru, Brazil, and Colombia meet. To get there, we flew 650 miles across uncharted wilderness. No emergency landing fields here. Nothing but a dense green earth carpet cut by brown ribbons of rivers. First, the great tributaries of the Amazon, then the mighty Amazon itself, which the Spaniards called the Sea River. For 3 hours, we'd seen no mark of civilization, until a lone runway stood out, an island of asphalt in a jungle sea. Leticia was truly the end of the line, the fringe of civilization. With me on this trip were my old friends Ross Allen and Jim Hurlbut. An advance party had built camp for us a few miles upriver. Jim and I managed to catch a ride with the Leticia Rapid Transit Company. Boy, it was our first and last ride. After that, we walked, or took to the river. I wasn't long in camp before I came to feel that I was a pygmy among giants. There was the giant Amazon, the world's largest river, the giant jungle, the world's largest rainforest, and giant animals, like the giant anteater and her baby who were next-door neighbors in camp. She measured a good 7 feet from her long snout to the tip of her tail, and in those powerful front legs she packed the strength of a bear. The beetles are giants too, larger than your hand. We found locusts 6 inches long. Here at home they run around 1 or 2 inches. Just for contrast, along with giant grasshoppers, there are tiny frogs no bigger than your thumbnail. The lanternfly is one of the oddest of the Amazon giants. It's a real fierce-looking bug resembling an alligator. But that long snout is actually hollow. A big false front to scare away its enemies. Everywhere we went, we had an audience of monkeys, like this little brown and white capuchin or ring-tailed monkey. Amazon monkeys don't grow so much bigger in size as they do in numbers. They were everywhere. Speaking of giants, there are the famous Victoria regia water lilies. They measure up to 4 feet across and have blossoms the size of basketballs. On the underside, they're protected with sharp thorns that keep fish from nibbling at them. Of course, the most famous giant of them all is the anaconda, the largest of all New World snakes, and some say the largest snake in the world. Capturing animals to bring home was one of the main goals of our expedition, so we kept our eyes open for interesting specimens. The tegu lizard is a real fast one, hard to catch by hand. So we tied a noose at the end of a long pole. Capturing this small reptile whetted our appetite for larger game. So Ross Allen and I took to the river after a caiman, a relative of the American alligator.
Imitate his call, Ross. Bring him up to the surface.
Okay.
Oh, it's a spectacle caiman. And a big one, too.
Good. Be very quiet now.
Slow down, Ross. Easy.
Don't let him bite the rope.
Got him! Oh, man, he's strong.
Hold that rope taut so he can't get it off his neck.
Yeah, trying to. Oh, he's rolling over.
Keep him away from the canoe if you can.
Yeah.
Watch, Marlon. He'll bite the rope.
Wow.
Watch out. Watch out, he'll swat the canoe. Tie him carefully. Tie tight there. If he gets those jaws open, he can bite down like a vice.
Yep. Yeah, I'll wrap it around here and put a clove hitch in.
That's good. You're not tired yet. Be careful.
He slipped out of my hands. Well, I got him, though.
Let's bring him over the edge of the boat and slide him in on his back.
Let's work together here.
There, we got him.
Alligator wrestling's a great sport. I've done it a few times myself.
It sure is. But it's a lot easier to catch little ones like this one. And it's a lot easier to put them to sleep, too. Just turn them over on their back and stretch them gently. And then relax the tension slowly. And usually they'll stay that way for hours. Jim, I don't think anyone will dispute the fact that the Amazon country contains the greatest concentration of interesting animals on the face of the earth.
Well, that's right, and they don't have man around to molest them either. You know, with that hot climate, that whole Amazon country is just like an enormous incubator.
And don't forget the rains, Jim. It was almost impossible to forget the rains. It's aptly named the rainforest. Torrential rain swept over us at least once every day. Often twice, 3 times, sometimes 4. soaked to the skin was a commonplace experience for all, while the world's greatest rains were creating the world's greatest river. And the great sea river became even more like a sea, and its shores like a sea of mud. As suddenly as they arrived, the rains moved on, and the sun beat down, breeding the climate that makes Amazonia a wonderland of plant and animal life. Only this kind of climate could support an animal such as a sloth. As dim-witted as it is slow, the sloth spends its entire life in trees, preferably in these cecropia trees. He lives in one tree until it's stripped of leaves, then hobbles on over to another one. Since he's so awkward on land, men have long wondered how he does in the water. It's one of the minor mysteries of the jungle. A native canoe was our principal mode of transportation, also our best observation post for studying the habits of the various animals. The tapir is the nearest thing to an elephant now existing in the New World. It's much smaller, of course, with a snout like a sawed-off elephant's trunk. The bush dog and the peccary are two more of the unique inhabitants of the jungle. Vultures are plentiful, feeding on dead fish washed up on the shore. Flamingos, though, are considerably more attractive and interesting to watch. Here's a sight, a marmoset going on a long journey. He probably happened to be on that branch when it broke off of the tree. Now he may not get back to the shore for 1,000 miles downriver. That's one way animal species get dispersed over wide areas. Surprise becomes the order of the day on the Amazon. Quite by accident, we found the answer to the question of whether sloths can swim. Not too well, as you can see, but still they get around better in the water than they do on the ground. Monkeys, everywhere monkeys. These are squirrel monkeys, and they usually travel in large troops. Master of this wild world is the jaguar, biggest of the Amazon cats. When they're young, they're adorable, just as playful and amusing as other little kittens. Yet these charming little rascals will quickly grow up to become the most feared animals in the jungle, feared alike by man and beast. Yes, the jaguar is the king of the jungle, equally dominant on the ground and in the trees. But high up above the forest ceiling is another mighty ruler, the harpy eagle. That's a truly magnificent bird, Jim.
Sure is, and you know that it's the largest and most powerful eagle in the world.
Another giant of the Amazon. Jim is the outstanding authority on harpy eagles. He was the first to do detailed study of the eagle's nesting territory, study its natural habits, and then publish a scientific paper on the subject. His expedition was the first to photograph the harpy eagle in the wild. He carried with him pictures of the eagle to show to the natives so that they'd know what kind of bird he was looking for.
Pictures are one language that everybody down there understands. By the way, our location was further north than yours. We were along the Rio Branco, which is one of the great tributaries of the Amazon. I started my search by first going from village to village, showing the Indians my pictures and asking if they had seen such a bird. A few of them recognized the eagle, but they all said that I'd never find one. But in one village, I finally found a man who said he'd heard the scream of some big bird high in a giant tree while he was fishing along a river. He agreed to show me the tree because some big bird in a giant tree could be my eagle. And it was. There in a nest in the main crotch of a giant ceiba tree that must have stood 200 feet tall was an immature harpy eagle. I could tell from its size and the gray and white color of its plumage that it must be a year-old female. To capture the eagle, I followed a method used by North American Indians to obtain tail feathers for their headdresses. We first dug a pit 4 feet deep, covered it with saplings, and camouflaged it with palm fronds and large leaves. The Indians would then crawl inside, wait until the eagle landed on the bait, and then slowly reach up and grab the eagle by the tail. That way they got the feathers and the eagle lived to grow another set. I was going to do the same thing, except I would grab my eagle by the legs. I baited the trap with monkey meat. Then began the waiting. 9 days of waiting until the eagle overcame his suspicion of the trap and came back to the tree. Finally, he came down. At first he was tense and suspicious, ready to take off at any minute. But as soon as he relaxed and started to eat, I grabbed for his leg. His legs are his weapons, and when you have them, he's defenseless. As soon as I put the hood on him, he calmed down, because the eagle lives by his eyes. He associates fear with sight, not with sound or with touch. After that, it was a matter of not doing anything to her that would make her afraid of me. And that wasn't too hard because she lived in an area that was so remote that she had very little natural fear of man in the first place.
And this is the same bird that started life in a nest 135 feet in the air?
Yeah, it's the same one, but she's older now and she's in the adult plumage.
Amazonia is truly the forest primeval. Many strange and beautiful creatures dwell here. The very sight of them sparks your imagination and causes you to wonder that they could be fellow inhabitants with you upon this earth. This weird creature seems to belong to another age, the ancient age of the dinosaurs and ichthyosaurs. But it lives today. Its name is iguana. When our expedition party spotted this fellow right on the shore of the Amazon, we decided to try to catch him.
You know, if we spread out and circle this tree here and one of your men comes in and chops it down, we ought to be able to grab him.
Is he fast?
You bet he is.
It'll be a scramble, but let's try it.
All right.
Antonio, aquí. Iguana. Machete. Cut. Oh, right there, see?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Oh, ready?
right. Are you ready? Yeah, we're all set. I got him. You got him too, Marlon? Yep. Yeah. Wait a minute, is he big? Yeah, get him by the neck. Hey! Great, that's swell.
It turned out to be a fine specimen, almost 5 feet long. But collecting animals was only one of our occupations. On one occasion, we traveled 90 miles from camp to reach the land of the forest-dwelling Yawa Indians, a truly primitive tribe. We still had 18 miles to go, 2 days of hacking our way through the lush growth and tangle of vines that make up the jungle. But on every side, we were rewarded with fresh insights into jungle living. A beautiful margay cat posed for our cameras. A possum showed us how a real tree dweller gets around, using his long prehensile tail and long claws that dig into the branches. A toucan displayed its enormous bill. But then we pushed on again towards our goal, the Yawa country. These are Yawa Indians. The Yawas are the most primitive people we met. For recreation, they have their own brand of Indian wrestling. These are real jungle dwellers, hunters of the rainforest. Their weapon is the blowgun, and the missile they shoot is a long dart tipped with the famous paralyzing poison, curare. Kapok is rolled onto the tail of the dart to make it fit snugly into the tube. He shapes this to fit with his lips. The hunter spots his target, aims, and whacko! These are friendly people. So friendly, in fact, that he made me a present of his blowgun. I've been practicing a little bit, and, Jim, hold out that picture for a minute, will you?
I sure hope he taught you how to use it.
Confidence, man.
Right on target.
Bit by bit, through expeditions such as Jim's and mine, men are uncovering the mysteries of the Amazon jungle. But still, we've really only scratched the surface. No man knows, in fact, can scarcely imagine, what else may lay hidden in that dark, almost impenetrable forest. For Amazonia embraces immense areas where no man from our civilization has ever set foot, where the only law is the law of the jungle, and where the wild kingdom is utterly and totally wild.